4 years, it's a very short period. It goes very fast, and I just realized how fast actually it went, the 4 years. This is a good thing in a way. Basically, it means that I have been very busy. It means that I have enjoyed actually the work that I have been doing here, but also not only the work. It means that I have enjoyed the people. It means that I have enjoyed the environment. It means a lot of things in terms of the positive experiences that I have had here in Addis, both in the compound and outside ECA. So I think sometimes it's very difficult to say that this is me, this is my project, because many, I would say, achievements have been actually, I would say, the work of, it has been a collective undertakings and the contributions of many colleagues, not only in Addis, but actually in the 5 sub-regional offices and in Dakar, in IDEB. So I would say, when I came here, I had about, I would say, 4 or 5 streams of reforms that were under my leadership. I think I would say that one of my contributions, and I think it's going to continue, because actually even in the discussions that we're having yesterday at the senior leadership team meeting, is the analytical work that ECA had already started in the area of structural and economic transformation, especially the analytical framework, and how do we link the issues of production, productivity, employment, and also well-being of society and communities. So this is really, in a way, at the center of now debates and discussions on economic transformation and the SDGs, because we have been actually, including ECA, but many development partners have been talking in the last 20 years how successful the continent has been in terms of economic growth. But it was very clear that economic growth didn't bring actually widespread prosperity, that it has not reduced drastically and substantially poverty and inequality, that in fact inequality has been increasing. And the fact that I have contributed with teams in sub-regional offices and also here in Addis to shaping, in a way, analytical framework that would focus on looking at these issues of economic growth, employment creation, issues of productivity, because without increased productivity, actually there won't be any economic transformation on the continent. But ultimately, what's going to be the impact in terms of the welfare and well-being of society, I think this is something that I hope will continue, and I hope that it will also shape the work of ECA, especially in the context of the UN reforms and the work of the UN country teams at the country level, which is going to be my next job. So that's a very good question, and actually this brings me back actually to the first question about the changes. One of the major changes is basically that we have had now an executive secretary who is a woman, and this is the first in the history of ECA. And so I'm happy that I was able, I witnessed this, so it's happening at the time when I'm leaving the organization, but I have had the opportunity to work with her for more than a year. So this is exciting times. It's exciting times for the organization, for the continent. It's an exciting time because many governments on the continent are actually very mindful and very sensitive on this issue of gender equality, and we see it also in other African institutions. When I arrived here, we had actually the chairperson of the African Union who was a woman. So there is the gender parity also with the African Union. So it's a very exciting in terms of the positive changes that have happened.